Hello everyone, this is Suzanne, but from the Gospel of Truth. Wow, it's been 10 days, can you believe it, since I've been on? I do apologize to that. I've been dealing with a lot of health issues, as well as my husband. We've been going back and forth to a lot of doctor's appointments. I came down with a gastrointestinal flare-up. I couldn't eat. Nauseous all day, all night. I finally went over to urgent care. They gave me IV fluids and stuff to settle my stomach. So I've been eating kind of the brat diet, the bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast, basically. And my stomach is still a little queasy, but I'm trying to push through it. And I thank you for your patience. I know it's a long time in between. I'm anxious to get back to our book just as much as you are. And I do appreciate all your prayers and your understanding of things that I've been going through. I did have my nerve block. I think that was a week ago, this past Monday, like a week ago. My daughter took me and they did 3 nerve blocks in my knee. My knee's a little better. I'm still having that problem in my hip and back area. So I do have an appointment with a back surgeon, an orthopedic doctor, to see if there's something going on with my back again. Hoping that that's not the case. Getting those nerve block injections can be rough on you. And it seems like right after I got the nerve block, I started getting this gastro upset. I don't know if there's a correlation there or not, but you know, who knows what those steroids and all that stuff ends up doing to your system. And I've had GERD issues anyway. So that's kind of what's been going on with me. I hope everyone is well. If you need prayers, please drop a line in the drop-down box. I see that 30 of you viewed. About 27 to 30 people are following this, I think. And it's definitely been a good study. And as we have seen throughout the book so far, Master Potter and then Master Powder and the Mountain of Fire, there's a lot of demonic activity going on. And there's this book I ordered. In fact, I had my husband order it early for me for my birthday in May. It's called Angels, Demons, and You. I don't know if you know who Charlie Kirk is. He's a well-known young man that goes to college campuses. He's married, has a lovely family. He debates college, the college crowd, the young people on this new age woke junk, and he does such an excellent job. And he highly recommended this book. He says there's more demonic activity going on than what we would even believe goes on. And there's this big spiritual war going on. And I thought that would be a good book to go into next after we get done with Master Powder and the Mountain of Fire. We need to learn how these demons work and how they work in our lives, and how, if we're not careful, we definitely can become demon-possessed. And that's a scary thing to think about. But half the battle is acquiring knowledge, right? Knowledge is powerful. Get wisdom, get understanding, we're told in the scriptures. That's very, very, very important. Okay, without further ado, we're going to jump into our book. My tummy's a little queasy this morning, but I'm working through it. The past few days, I've just been in bed half the day and kind of just taking it real easy and trying to keep my tummy calmed down. I know the one night I was up all night, I just couldn't bring it up. I would burp and burp and burp and bring up a little bit. And I know that sounds nasty, but, you know, that feeling where you just, oh, if I could just get it out of my system, I'd feel so much better. Well, yeah, that didn't happen. Okay, let's get back to our story. Now, we're going to go back a little bit so we can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Satanic battle plans. Praying and fasting, they were told that they need to pray and fast. Talked about spiritual warfare. Now, satanic battle plans. Glorious worship rises through the second heavens on its way to the throne of God. The holy fragrance of adoration violently assaults the demonic realm, causing dark spirits to swarm together in a malevolent cloud of vengeance, frantic to destroy the source of the hated worship. Its abandoned renaissance sends waves of torment throughout the demonic realm. So this holy fragrance of worship and praising and singing to the Lord is getting them really stirred up. They hate that. They don't want that. They want to destroy it. High above in the rugged formidables, the glorious worship awakens a dark dragon that rules over the geographical region. Superimposed over the rugged peaks of the formidables, his monstrous mouth opens in a carnivorous snarl. His deadly coiled tail wraps around his coveted treasure, the sleepy little village of Comfort Cove. Seems like he wants to keep Comfort Cove in his grip of sinful pleasures and everything that is opposite to what God would want for them in their lives. Eyes burning with defiance, he jealously guards his stronghold over it, ravenous to consume the lives of its inhabitants. Can you think of places right offhand in the United States that this is going on? California, Los Angeles, San Diego. I'm sure there's many more where sin is so alive and blatant. I think that would be a very horrible place to live, to be surrounded by all that sin and not to fall into it yourself. In this eerie glacial fortress, Satan angrily spews sulfuric vapor into the atmosphere. Beloved's mellow yet spiritual, powerful voice rafting through the dragon's lair throws Satan into a diabolical rage. I hate that voice. She should still be singing for Madame False Destiny at the end, as she did before she met Master Potter. I must silence her, or use her voice to bring thousands to me. He snarls with intense agitation as he paces on his web-gnarled feet. They really do not like Beloved. They want her back. They want her in their grasp. I should have won this challenge with the Godhead for her affections long ago. Why am I surrounded by incompetence? He bellows as he kicks a little demon who thuds high on the wall and slides down to the floor unconscious. A horde of other slimy minions scatter in terror. Oh, I bet. Send a message to Death to round up all the troops and prepare to annihilate that wagon and bring Forsaken to me. Sensing danger, Watchman motions for Elder. They kneel in prayer and see an open vision of the dragon manifested over the formidable mountain range and the demonic army assigned against them. Asking Master Potter for battle strategies, they stir the camp to pray with new vigor. Enormous warring angels with flaming swords appear in the darkness at the borders of the camp. Ancient sentinels sent to guard the camp and await orders from the Father. So, the closer we get to God, the closer we get to the end of our lives, and we've been faithful, and we're still praying, we're still worshiping, we're not allowing Satan to, come into our homes, into our hearts. We're fighting, and we got our spiritual armor on. We're fighting hard. And the demons are going to be fighting even harder for our souls during this time because they don't want us to end up with the Lord and Savior. They want us to end up in hell, in torment. And, Satan appears as the angel of light. And we must be wise in the scriptures to know, this ain't happening. I'm not falling into Satan's trap. Chapter 18, Master Craftsman. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, here we go. Suddenly, the moon disappears behind dark, ominous clouds, and icy winds blast down from precarious paths. Bitter cold penetrates the driver's winter coats and whips the wagon tarps loose. They rush to tie them down. Elder yells to Watchman, "I've seen lots of winter storms, but this one approaching now looks like the worst in years." "Yes," Watchman agrees. "I'm sensing there's heavy demonic activity in this storm. I'll keep the vessels praying or we'll suffer casualties for sure." The furious wind drives sleet from the mountain peak into the pass. Elder yells orders to the men. Watchman tends to the vessels, encouraging them to pray. "Don't give up. The enemy has unleashed an attack that's headed this way." Beloved's team grows increasingly uneasy as the storm gains strength. In the distance, a low rumble reverberates from the direction of the pass. Peering through the blinding snow, Elder makes out the hazy glow of lanterns. Pounding hooves advancing over the mountainous trail and the loud cracking of whips signal to all that another wagon train approaches. The praying abruptly stops as the vessel peeks out from under the tarps as 8 magnificent black horses pull a shiny lead coach into camp. Ordered to halt, the horses paw the ground impatiently, anxious to consume their flight from the storm. The light from the campfires reflects off their silvery manes as ice crystals quickly form over their sweating bodies. Steam rises from their nostrils in an eerie mist, giving them an unearthly appearance. Other horses pull black lacquered coaches trimmed in red with the words "Master Craftsman," hand-lettered in gold calligraphy on each side. Beneath the ornate words are large glass windows protecting and displaying beautiful vessels. Barrels of gourmet food are attached to the sides of the coaches. Each wagon is equipped with 2 brass lanterns illuminating their way. Suddenly, the storm stops, and Devotion yells to the others, "Look, they can see where they're going. I wish Master Potter would give us lanterns like that." The lead wagon stops alongside Beloved's, and a strikingly handsome man leaps to the ground. Brushing snow off his long fur coat, he strides toward Elder. His black snakeskin boots hardly leave an imprint on the packed snow. "Let me introduce myself. My name is Master Craftsman. Perhaps you've heard of me. I see you're a potter, too." "Oh, no, these vessels belong to Master Potter. I just work for him. My name is Elder. Master Potter and I are old friends. I thought I'd recognize those rickety old wagons. One of these days he'll get up-to-date ones like I have. Actually, I was hoping to run into him on this trip, but I guess he stayed behind. He doesn't like to get out in this weather and suffer with his poor, cold, hungry pots, does he?" The vessels were relieved to have company on this dangerous night, and glad that an old acquaintance of Master Potter is there to help. Curious as usual, Beloved's team moves in closer, straining to hear every word. When she catches a glimpse of Master Craftsman, Beloved is startled and turns to her wide-mouthed mugs and whispers, "I know him. He's the potter from Comfort Cove. He had a large pottery shop in the village square. I saw many of his vessels thrown away and broken on the potter's field." Comrade confidently adds, "He was an intimate friend of Madame False Destiny. He sat with us at Major Lecher's table many times." Memories flood Beloved in a torrent of emotion. "When I sang at the inn, Master Craftsman brought servants to her to mentor for the dark side." Turning red with anger, Comrade agrees. "That's right. They fooled a lot of us. We thought they were so nice, but all they wanted was to keep us under their thumb and get us to do their dirty work for them. We should know. We were victims of their schemes, weren't we, Beloved?" She nods. "I think this is serious. We need to get into groups and pray. Things aren't what they seem." Comrade yells, "Get your armor on." Harvester calls out to his canisters, "All my team, quick, let's get praying." Fearless shouts, "Wine goblets over here, meet in this corner." There's a sudden stampede in the wagon as vessels run to get into their groups. Fervent prayers arise from the wagon. New firing technique. Not everyone joins in. Confidence and self-assurance stand off to the side, captivated by the elaborate coaches, and begin to compare themselves to Master Craftsman's vessels. Just look at them. Who do they think they are, riding in such comfort and ease? They're even sitting on velvet cushions. Yeah, while we sit on old wooden boards, their master takes better care of them. Eyeing their luxurious lap blankets and covering his vessels, others chime in. It's not fair. Why should they be warm and cozy while we practically freeze to death? Confidence complains. They even have spring hinge axles to soften their ride. They don't have to worry about getting chipped and broken. Contention spreads throughout the wagons as dark, demonic spirits stir jealousy and division among the vessels. Gesturing toward his team, Master Craftsman tells Elder, "You know, of course, it's no longer necessary to go through the mountain of fire to make these vessels beautiful. I've come up with a revolutionary process to omit the second firing completely. It's called cold fire. I want very much to share my process with the Master Potter, so these precious vessels would not have to suffer any more. Where is he anyway? He put me in charge of this wagon and ordered me to take the vessels through the mountain to the pass. Through this pass to the mountain of fire," Elders answered. The vessels began to debate the wisdom of Master Potter and whether it might not be a good idea to go with Master Craftsman. "A new process? We don't need to be fired?" questions Confidence. "Maybe Master Potter is old-fashioned. Maybe there are better techniques now," replies Self-Assurance. Remember a little bit ago when I said Satan appears as an angel of light? They're seeing all these comforts and all the things they don't have, and they're thinking, "Oh, why aren't we being taken care of like that?" And they're jealous. And now, again, they're doubting Master Potter. They're putting themselves in a dangerous position. We cannot let our guard down. If it seems too good to be true, comb it with a fine-toothed comb. Be as wise as serpents and gentle as doves. We could die. Elder ignores the complaining vessels. "We're planning to leave at first light, but you're welcome to bed down with us for the night. It's too dangerous. We barely escaped with our lives. An avalanche almost wiped us out. We're trying to outrun the storm and get our vessels back to the safety of the village. That pass will be closed all winter, and you'll be trapped. You need to get out of here while you can." Elder's voice takes on an uncharacteristic, steely quality as he retorts, "Master Potter told us to go through Precarious Pass. Until further orders from him, we don't turn back." Good for you, Elder. Meanwhile, demons of fear terrorize the vessels. Speaking to each other through chattering teeth, the cups and pots and goblets and vases exclaim, "Trapped? Avalanche? We could die?" Golden Incense tells her cups and saucers, "We need to pray for wisdom and discernment for our leaders. We can't let the enemy take any ground here tonight." Drawn by their fervent prayers and obvious anointing, Comrade wanders from his group and joins theirs. After a few minutes, he becomes aware of a shy little saucer standing to one side. No one notices as he introduces himself and tries to encourage her. "Don't be afraid. What's your name?" "Tender-hearted." "Well, Tender-hearted, I've been through lots of warfare before. I'll stay with you through this. We can pray together." Check out the pass. Excuse me. The spiritual, excuse me, wow. The spiritual warfare increases in the momentum and swirls around the wagons. Beloved tries to rally her team to intercession, but few stop complaining long enough for her to hear. Meanwhile, Master Craftsman's oily voice cuts through the night. "Well, Elder, perhaps you should check the pass out for yourself. Go ahead if you must. I'll keep an eye on these vessels for you." Without answering him, Elder signals Watchman for a private talk. I have to know for sure before I risk the lives of the vessels. I'll stay here while you and some of the drivers check the pass. Watchman looks intensely and shakes his head. I sense real danger here. We need to stay together. Remember, the enemy always wants to divide and separate. I'm not sure this is the enemy. He says he's a friend of Master Potter's. We'll be fine. Just be back by daylight, says Elderly reassuringly. It's not a good idea for me to be outside of the camp, Watchman reasons. I insist. I have to know what's going on out there, and you're the only one I can trust. Watchman sighs in resignation. I still don't think it's wise, but stay alert and keep the vessels praying and fasting until I return. Elder walks back to the wagons as Watchman and several drivers quietly disappear into the stormy night. Chapter 19. Fur-lined blankets and gourmet food. Snuggled together in the drafty wagon, Beloved's team talks among themselves. Soon they hear approaching footsteps as Master Craftsman tells Elder, I'd like to see an example of Master Potter's workmanship. Elder opens the tarp proudly. Here's an excellent example of his work. These vessels are ready to go into the high fire. Even at this stage, you can see how beautiful they'll be. Master Craftsman looks sympathetically at the little pots. They'll never be beautiful if they freeze to death out here. Why did Master Potter abandon them to these dangers? They're so valuable, but as clay vessels, they can be broken so easily. Speaking directly to Beloved's group, he adds, I would never put you in such a hazardous situation. Why doesn't Master Potter take better care of you? The unexpected question releases a renewed uneasiness in the wagon, and many of the vessels anxiously look to Elder for reassurance. They're putting doubt in their minds. Why doesn't Master Potter take better care of you? That's the type of thing we need to have our ears open to. If anybody ever starts trashing on our Lord, if they start questioning us, like, well, what has he really done for you? You've been praying for years to be healed of this, whatever you've got going on, and he's not answered your prayers. He's let you suffer all these years. Satan wants to plant seeds of doubt in your mind to pull you away from Christ, and he'll use every trick in the book to do so. Alarmed by Master Craftsman, he doesn't give them an answer and quickly closes the tarp. They hear him angrily reply, You're upsetting them for no reason. We both know this journey is not about comfort. Master Potter knows what is best for his vessels. Best for them? You gotta be joking. Sitting here in this dark, cold wagon, this is what you call best for them? Just move away from the wagon. Since you're so anxious to get to Comfort Cove, maybe you should leave now. The quicker you go, the better. Elder protectively stands beside the wagon until Master Craftsman moves away. Why did I send Watchman away? I need his discernment in this situation. Taking off his hat, Elder runs his hands through his hair in deep thought before telling the vessels. Watchman has taken a few of the men to check out the pass. We need to see if this guy knows what he's talking about. Everything is going to be fine, but keep praying. I'm going to check on the other wagons. Seeds of deception. Undetected, Master Craftsman assigns spirits of unbelief and deception to infiltrate each wagon. Many start to doubt Master Potter's love for them. Others just fall asleep, oblivious to the battle over their destinies. The enemy's force increases, bringing a heavily oppressed atmosphere to blanket the camp. The vessels pray fervently, but as quickly as their prayers are released, the icy breath of the demonic realm snuffs them out. Trembling, the little saucer, tender-hearted, reaches out to Comrade. He takes her hand and comforts her. Don't worry, I'm here. I'll protect you. The intercessor prayers in the spirit, frantically groping for the right intercessory keys to unlock the heavens. The challenge is on as mighty warriors in the unseen realm battle for souls in precarious paths. Making sure Elder is out of sight, Master Craftsman stealthily approaches the lead wagon and throws open the tarp. Elder doesn't want me speaking to you because he's afraid you'll find out the truth. I bet he didn't tell you about the thieves that raid pottery wagons in this past, did he? They destroy unprotected vessels just like you. Have you thought about what would happen in this isolated place? Confidence loudly tells self-assurance. A blizzard and now thieves? Let's get out of here. Even Watchman has left you. He obviously doesn't value your lives, Master Craftsman golds. Self-assurance agrees. That's right. He was supposed to protect us. He probably hightailed it to safety. Spurred on, Master Craftsman asked. But think for a moment. Not only does Watchman abandon you, but where's Master Potter? Beloved shouts, don't listen to him. Master Potter has not left us here to die. He said he'd meet us at the Mountain of Fire, and he will. Stopping in front of Beloved, Master Craftsman challenges. What if you're wrong about Master Potter? Are you willing to risk the lives of your team? Moving in closer, he glares at her as she continues to address the vessels. Didn't you hear me? It isn't necessary to go to the Mountain of Fire. It's archaic to fire vessels. What can you gain by more suffering? Master Potter has always been faithful to us. He won't forget us now, says Conrad. Generosity whispers to his friend's companion. What he's saying sounds so good. What do you think? Should we go with Master Craftsman and get out of this cold? Mutiny. Smiling warmly once again, Master Craftsman continues. Just look at my vessels. They're warm and snug and the best wagons money can buy. And I'm right here to protect them. Since the pass is closed, the most sensible thing for you is to come with us to Comfort Cove. Master Potter will probably be there when you arrive, all toasty and warm, wondering what took you so long. I've had to help him out like this before. Self-assurance begins to waver. If I could really be sure that Master Potter would be waiting for us, I'd go. Maybe our entire team should. Hearing that, Master Craftsman smiles widely. I have a lovely house there. I'll send ahead and have my assistants prepare for your arrival. They'll have a cozy fire, sumptuous food, and warm bedding awaiting for you. Confident's eyes light up in anticipation of the comfort that awaits them in the village. This sounds like a promotion to me, and without the fire, after all, we're entitled. We're not entitled to anything, are we? Satan wants us to think that we're entitled to everything, but we're not. Like you said, we've gone through enough already. Beloved calls her team together. She desperately wants to combat the negative influence that confidence and self-assurance are having on them. After telling them what she and Conrad saw Master Craftsman do in Comfort Cove, she pleads for them to listen to her. You must not go with him. Master Craftsman is a liar. I don't believe for a minute that he'll take care of us. There is always something wrong with his vessels. They look beautiful on the outside, but can't hold any substance. He's evil. He and Madame False Destiny are partners in crime. Confidence retorts, Beloved, you were once damaged too. What makes you so sure he hasn't changed? After all, he's a friend of Master Potter's, just as we are. Self-assurance adds, Look at him. He's obviously successful and wealthy. It seems to me that he takes better care of his vessels than Elder does. For instance, see how Watchman left us? And who knows when he'll come back? Others agree. Have you seen the barrels of gourmet food tied to their coaches? They're even protected behind weatherproof glass snuggled under fur-lined blankets. Self-assurance whispers to generosity and champion. Confidence and I are seriously thinking about going. If everyone came, we could remain a complete set. That's right, says Confidence. We can always find another pitcher to take Beloved's place. Oh, my goodness. I think that it looks pretty tempting for them. They're seeing they have all this good food. They're nice and warm. They're safe behind protective glass. They don't appear to have a want in the world. I know a lot of people live in these beautiful, gorgeous mansion-type homes. And I'm sure in your area you have these, it's like a little alcove, big circle thing, and there's all these big, beautiful mansion homes. You'd be surprised how many of them are house poor. They barely are making it by. All for the appearance of being something they're not. this is something that's not real. It's a false veneer. They are empty vessels in those wagons. They are being controlled by the demons. And we really have to be careful when Satan tries to pull us away from the Lord through tempting fruits. And when you have everything you want, what is there to look forward to? You know, look at movie stars. Big, beautiful home, money hand over fist, and they're some of the most miserable people in the world. All the sin and ugliness that goes on in Hollywood and other areas of the world, these people are desperate. They're not happy. And it's sad, sad, sad to see it. Very, very few movie stars come out unscathed. All right, we're going to stop there. I'm trying to, I think we started out, I have to go back and check. Now, when we come back tomorrow, we will be on chapter 20. The choice is yours. Do you think they're going to fall back, go back to comfort cold, a lot of them? Return to the vomit? They've forgotten, a lot of them, where they come up out of and how far they have traveled to get to where they are. At my age, and probably a lot of you are my age or close to it, in your 50s and up, that I worked so hard to get to where I am right now, and with the Lord by my side, I'm not going to ask for things that are going to lead me astray when I'm so close to being at home with my Lord. I'm not going to let Satan entice me or drag me down through sickness and, you know, put thoughts in your mind like, oh yeah, if the Lord really loved you, he'd take this sickness away from you. You wouldn't be having all these issues with chronic pain and gastritis or whatever you're facing. You know, I would never have done that to you, and all these doubts. And we have to push them away and say, there's a reason for this. I may not understand it, but we have to trust in the Lord Jesus. All right, I'm going to stop here. It's been 33 minutes today. That's great. And I'm really going to try to come on, and we're going to do maybe 2 or 3 chapters a day. We're going to get through this book. I know I said that before, and we've had all these interruptions, and I apologize. I'm just trying to keep a positive attitude here. All right, you take care. You have a most blessed day in the Lord, and I love each and every one of you. And please drop me a comment below. Thanks.